Hello and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol rums. One is from the Caribbean islands. One used to be from the Caribbean islands. One is well known. One is not really that well known, but it's around. Okay, here is Don Q, Puerto Rican rum. Gold, Oro, gold rum, introduced in 1865 by Destilería Serrallés, the Serrallés family of Puerto Rico. It is an official rum of Puerto Rico. You can look at that website. It's very interesting. The requirements for being a rum of Puerto Rico. One requirement is it must be aged at least 1 year. Any Puerto Rican official rum must be aged at least 1 year. This is certified kosher. It's 40% alcohol, like I said. It's from Ponce, Puerto Rico. And I did go to Puerto Rico this year. Only time I've ever been there. I went this year. I went to San Juan, Catano. What was that other place? Charlotte or something? It's kind of like an English name, Charlotte. But it's a beautiful embossed bottle. Glass. It's a big bottle. Handle. It's glass. And I got this for $13.99, an incredible price at Dornex Food Center. Don't expect to ever see that price again. I don't think I ever will, but for $13.99, I had to buy the silver and the gold. Couldn't pass it up. Two huge bottles of quality rum for less than $28 plus tax. It's got Don Quixote on there. That's where Don Q comes from because it was the founder's favorite novel. So he named the brand after his favorite book. I guess some people are eccentric. I am, I guess, in my own way. Doing reviews on the internet. It's kind of different. Okay. The family legacy, it says right there, family legacy. And Herbie in India says, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Herbie in India. Oh, spilled a little on the side of the glass, but I do like that. It will run down onto the tabletop. All right. Great product. I'm telling you that I am prejudging it because I've already had it. Yes, a great product. The competitor, Kings Bay tropical island style gold Caribbean inspired rum with natural flavors, produced by the Founders Company in Kentucky. It's a Kentucky rum for Safeway stores, meaning the Albertsons Company stores, because Safeway has been purchased by Albertsons. I don't know exactly what year, but I think around, it wasn't too long ago, but because they used to have Albertsons brand liquor, Albertsons gin, Albertsons brandy, Albertsons American blended whiskey, Albertsons rum, and then suddenly they had all these names: 75 South, Kings Bay, whatever names, and they were all the Founders Company. And they decided, since they owned all these different chains, why not use a name that could be used at all the chains? You couldn't sell Albertsons rum at Safeway or Jewel-Osco, but you could sell Kings Bay because people may not even identify that as a store, but it is. It's got flavoring added. It tells you that on the label, which I think it tastes like vanilla, but I don't know that. The duo reviews are very funny. Oh, I'm glad you like them. What was I going to say? You don't have to declare it on the label if you have flavoring or coloring added. So this Don Q could very well have vanilla added. It could be darkened with caramel coloring, and they're not required to put it on the label, but it's pretty light. And it's got rums blended together that are at the youngest 1.5 years old and at the oldest 5 years. So I don't get the impression that they are putting coloring in this product. I read the rules for the rums of Puerto Rico. They might have a rule on there that you can't add flavoring or coloring. I'll have to actually go and look at that. This is very pale. This is what gold rum looks like when you don't age it very long, maybe 3 months in an oak barrel, ex-bourbon barrel, and you don't add coloring to it. It barely registers as gold. $5.99 for this bottle. So per ounce, they're the same. $13.99 for this is the same as $5.99 for that. Even, okay? Even. Price is the same. Availability, well, okay. I don't live close to an Albertsons or Safeway store, so I can't get this. I have to drive 30. Oh, somebody's calling. I have to call them back. I have to drive 35 miles to get this. This one, I've never seen it sold in my town. I've seen it in Jefferson Parish at some stores, not so many stores. So where you live, Don Q might be common, but where I live, it's not common at all. I can find it, but I don't commonly see it. Okay, I'll show you the websites. Here's Don Q. They're showing different owners or directors of the company history there. You can read that at your, when you feel like it. I put the link below. Here's the gold. And they talk about being aged 1 to 4 years. Won a silver, but that was a long time ago. Different cocktail recipes. Let's see if I can Puerto Rico. This is their official trade site. Immerse yourself in the Puerto Rican spirit. They're showing all the different brands that chose to join this program. You're not required to be part of the program, but you can call yourself an official rum of Puerto Rico. Bacardi, Don Q, Don de Barrito, which I've never had. Barrilito, Trigo Reserva, Añeja, no. Ron Superior, no. Rinson, no. Ron Pipon, no. Pitoro, Cookie, Carjackers. They've added a lot of brands. A lot of companies have joined into this. Club Caribe, Artisano 106. Man, a lot of people are joining up. I had earlier this year. Oh, the Boricua, sorry. Ron Boricua. I've got a really good price in San Juan. I got a small bottle. I didn't want to drink a huge bottle, of course. But boy, that thing is tasty. Never seen it in the United States, actually. I'm trying to see if they show the regulations. They say molasses. Oh yeah, another thing. Produced according to this continuous distillation process. Any of these rums joining this organization, it has to use a continuous distillation process, which they call a column still. Don't know why, but it does. It has to age a minimum of 1 year in white oak barrels. It has to be a specific type of oak, white oak. Must be produced in Puerto Rico. That makes sense if it's a rum of Puerto Rico. Okay, so they don't say anything on here about flavoring or coloring. Now it said age 1 year required by law, meaning required by law to be part of that association. Okay, Kings Bay Rum Gold, because it's government sponsored. Kings Bay Gold Dark 80 proof. Tropical Island inspired. molasses and natural flavor that they didn't bother showing. And there's the producer. It doesn't say the founders company, does it? It says about the it's the parent company. We know who that is. They own many divisions. Let me go see who's calling real fast, just in case something important. I'll call that person back. Okay. You would hope Don Q would be better just because it's like a more fancy product, not a private label store brand. But you never know. You never know. So far, I've done 7 challenges. I've got it right 6 times, got it wrong once. And the one failure made sense because they both were from the same parent company. So they probably have similar attributes. Sweet molasses, sugarcane molasses. Rich. Smells rich. Smells age. It smells developed. Now let's go over here. Neutral. Not anything happening. Nothing bad, but nothing happening. This has got to be the Don Q. No way that Kings Bay smells as good as this. This is Don Q. Got it. On aroma only. And I was not overconfident in this case because you cannot confuse the two. They're dissimilar. I mean, they're both gold rums, but so think about it. I paid the same price per ounce and I got a fabulous product, Don Q. And I got a decent product, Kings Bay. Kings Bay, give it an 8.3. It's good. B, just a B. But this Don Q, oh man. The charred oak. They got to be using charred oak. It's got this like creme brulee flavor. Rich. Like I said, so developed. It's not a 9.3. It's like a 9.5. It's that good. It's most excellent. It's fabulous. It's great. Should you buy Don Q rum? Of course. And if you find this huge glass bottle for $13.99, which is highly unlikely, but I did find it for that. Oh, you got to jump on it. Oh, wow. Right. Glad I'm tasting that right now. Okay, Kings Bay. It's got like an alcohol flavor. Not rubbing alcohol because that would kill you, but just alcohol. Some wood, uncharred oak, toothpick wood, uncharred oak. Some light molasses, very light molasses. Nose itching. I would recommend it as a good product. On the other hand, I wouldn't go searching for it. But if you live close to Vons or Jewel Osco or Shaw's or Albertsons, you don't have to search for it, assuming they sell liquor in your area. Because you might live in a state that's very restrictive and you can't get liquor at a grocery store. So I understand that. It used to be like that in Baton Rouge. You couldn't buy liquor at Albertsons. You had to go to Albertsons liquor store, which was attached to the building, but you had to go outside and go back in. It was a sham, but it was technically a separate store. So, they got rid of that rule and now they moved all the liquor inside of the store and they leasing the little detached thing, semi-detached thing to like, I don't know, like a nail salon or something. But if you go to Texas, it's still that case. You can go to Fiesta grocery stores in Houston. Nice store. But there's a little add-on building next to it, connected to it. You got to go outside and go back in, and it's Fiesta Liquors. So Texas is still playing that little technical, ridiculous game. And it is a game. And it's not a game I want to play. So Kings Bay, credible product, good product, enjoyable, nothing great. 8.3 is not great. 8.3 is tolerable, acceptable, and forgettable. Don Q. So much going on here. 9.5. I could go lower, but I'd never dream of going lower than 93. I think 9.3 is lowballing it. I wouldn't go higher than 9.5. So around that, about a 9.3, 9.4, 9.5. But I'm going to say 9.5. Really great product. Get it if you can. It wasn't even introduced into the United States till 2006. You couldn't get this in the United States, according to their website. What's their website? They must know, right? Their history. Until 2006, 19 years ago. It's only been on the market here for 19 years. Well, that's probably why it's not too widely available. It's just like taking a long time to get saturated into the market. Bacardi, yes, of course, you can get that everywhere. Captain Morgan, you can get that everywhere. Castillo, you can get that most everywhere. And so forth. There's common rums and there's not so common rums. All right. Sailor Jerry, you can get that everywhere. Trying to think of one I see all the time. Bay. I saw it the other day. See it all the time. Something Bay. Oh, Sazerac product. They bought it. Sazerac just bought that from somebody not long ago. It's a cheap one, but they have a lot of flavors with it, and it's everywhere. What's the name of that thing? Let's see their rums. Parrot Bay. Yeah. You can get that everywhere, or I've seen it everywhere in Louisiana. And Myers is that dark rum. You can find Myers is white too. That's hard to find. But the Myers dark, that rum, it's not gold. It's black. Yes, I see that at most every store. Beautiful product. All right, y'all take care. The easy winner, Don Q. And so in a few days, couple of days, hopefully, be back with another one. And I'm planning on it being Castillo, a famous brand. Yeah, budget brand, no problem. Since 1914, over 100 years, 111 years, it's been on the market. All right, take care, y'all. Bye-bye.